The Earth is a sphere, or rather an oblate spheroid. A horrible, horrible oblate spheroid. It would be so much better if it were flat. For one, there'd be no pesky lunar eclipses without the Earth's terribly round shadow. Even better, all the stars in the sky would be in perfect view every single night, unblocked by the loathsome horizon of a terribly spherical world. And as any cartographer knows, a flat Earth would be so much easier to render on a two-dimensional map. But alas, the Earth is not flat. Yet, contrary to all scientific evidence, there are people who believe the Earth is flat. They even have their own club, the Flat Earth Society, and its support is growing. Counting NBA stars, Earth Society was bankrupt, and all reality show celebrities among their but dead. Fast forward to now, and followers. But in the 90s, the flat is back, and more popular than ever. What happened? Well, the internet happened, and it made us want to believe in a flat Earth again. This is the first photograph of the Earth from outer space. NASA took it in 1947 using a V-2 rocket captured from the German Wehrmacht. For the first time, we saw our world from the outside, and it was clearly round. But less than 10 years later, the Flat Earth Society would convene for the first time, espousing a view of the planet that did not adhere to the images being sent back from space and had been rejected by much of the scientific community for nearly half a millennia. According to the Flat Earth Society, the Earth was a flat circumference. The sun and moon disk with the Arctic at its center, and the stars were no further away than the towering wall of ice all along its New York was from London, and everything NASA was showing us was an elaborate deception. Shortly after the first men walked on the moon, the original founder of the Flat Earth Society died. A small but dedicated fan base kept his work alive and continued the circulation of a Flat Earth newsletter. Over the years, the society slowly grew and spread, garnering a subscribership of around 3,500 Flat Earthers. But in 1997, a house fire destroyed the Flat Earth Society's library and membership roster. Unable to collect dues, the Flat Earth Society fell into deep financial trouble. The last organizers died a short time later, and the Flat Earth Society might have died right along with them, if not for the internet. In 2004, the Flat Earth System, Flat Earth Theories, and an Internet Connect Society returned as an online discussion could post questions or start topic forum. Anybody with an introspective conversation or share Flat Earth links and resources, but most of all, they could connect with fellow Flat Earthers. Coincidentally, that same year Facebook was created. YouTube would launch a year later, then Twitter. By the time the Flat Earth Society had its own website in 2009, social media had already begun to dominate the online landscape. Now, internet users spend 22% of their time online on social media networks. For many, social media is the internet. If you have an interest in niche films, you can find others who do too. Like sewing, there's most certainly an online sewing circle for you. From specialty cars to artisanal cooking to underground music, social media offers a group for everyone, even to reach 3,500 members. Now, Flat Earthers. Before the advent of the internet, the website has over 300,000 unique. It took 50 years for the Flat Earth Society unique visits every day. There are Flat Earth Facebook pages with over 100,000 likes, Flat Earth YouTube videos with millions of views, an untold number of Twitter users and subreddits and discussion forums and online chat rooms, all dedicated to the dissemination of Flat Earth theories. An interest in the search term Flat Earth has shot up over the last few years. In a 2018 YouGov poll, a third of millennials surveyed said they weren't totally convinced the world was round. Even though we've had a half a millennia of scientific consensus on the subject, just giving attention to an idea, even if it's verifiably false, increases interest in the subject. This is especially effective if you're famous. In 2017, NBA star Kyrie, being a professional sports star, Irving, went on a podcast and claimed he held the attention of millions if the Earth was flat. Twice. Followers. In social media parlance, he was an influencer, and despite eventually disavowing his belief, Irving had influenced an untold number of people that the world was flat. Even a class of middle school students had begun embracing Flat Earth theory, thanks to Irving. And he's not the only one. NFL star Sammy Watkins believes the Earth is flat. Wilson Chandler of the Denver Nuggets came out in support of Irving. I don't know what it is about professional athletes, but even Shaquille O'Neal argued that the Earth is not only flat, it's square. Though he later claimed he was joking. Whether it was a joke or not, the idea got out there. Rapper B.O.B. got into a Twitter feud with celebrity physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson over the shape of the Earth, then uploaded a Tia Tequila, who garnered her track on SoundCloud All About It, her own reality TV show after becoming which has over 1 million plays. The most popular person on MySpace has used her significant social media presence to promote the idea that the Earth is flat. In a move that was most likely a cheap ploy for attention, notorious YouTube celebrity Logan Paul spoke at a Flat Earth convention and voiced his support for the theory.
I think I'm coming out of the Flat Earth closet.
Whatever the motivation, each time a celebrity comes out in favor of Flat Earth theory, millions of social media users pay attention. And all of these celebrities got into Flat Earth theory on the internet. But the internet can't be solely blamed. After all, these social media platforms only give people what they want. It's what they're designed to do. If you watch a YouTube video about Flat Earth theory, the algorithm will show you other Flat Earthers to follow, continue to recommend Flat Earth videos. So, our brains already do this. Follow a prominent Flat Earther on Twitter on their own without the help of social media. It's called confirmation bias. We're inclined to cherry pick evidence and cultivate information that already conforms to our particular worldview. So these social media networks amplify our natural tendency to confirm our own biases. They automate and optimize the flaws in our own critical thinking. I don't want to get down on social media too much. I actually love it. I'm on it every day. I spend way too much time on it, in fact. But social media isn't really the problem. Human behavior is. Social media is just magnifying the problem. We can rework the algorithms and redesign the user interface and scrub our social networks of misinformation, but we'll always run up against the harmless belief. It doesn't really hurt cognitive bugs in our own minds. Anybody. For most, it doesn't matter. Flat Earth theory is a rather if the Earth is flat or not, as long as it is a place where they feel like they belong. So what does it matter if some people believe in a flat Earth? The same flawed psychology that fuels Flat Earth theory fuels anti-vaxxers and climate change denial. Outbreaks of preventable diseases have put the most vulnerable populations in our society in danger. The delay in reducing greenhouse gas emissions has committed us to around a meter rise in sea level. This will displace millions of people and erase entire cities from the map. These are beliefs that can have very real and deadly consequences. And social media is only making it worse by perpetuating them. Maybe we should delete Facebook, sign out of Twitter, go offline the grid. Obviously, permanently. Abolish the whole internet. Too much internet is not good for us. Retreat into the woods and go off, but less social media may not be the answer. Thanks to the internet, we are more connected than ever. Through these online networks, we share our thoughts and feelings, often through emojis. We share videos and pictures of our cats. We even share our location and some of the most intimate moments in our lives. There's very little we don't share these days. And if there's one thing flat earthers and round earthers share, it's a passion for the truth, believe it or not. We all want to make sense of the world around us. But sometimes understanding means accepting answers that we don't like, and that can require connecting with people we don't agree with. We cannot isolate ourselves. We need outside perspectives to keep ourselves in check. The cores of our confirmation bias. And the best way to do systems have to be subject to scrutiny. That might be through these social media. Otherwise, they will become rotten with conflict networks. After all, they say they want to bring the world closer together. I don't want to seem too kumbaya about all this, but it actually works in practice. Identifying and challenging unrealistic perceptions or beliefs in a constructive, non-confrontational manner is one of the essential methods of professional cognitive behavioral therapy. So regardless of how diametrically opposed our beliefs might seem to be, even if it might seem like we are living on different planets, we have to believe that we can find common ground, so to speak. Special thanks to our Patreon patrons. Without you, over to patreon.com/thegoodstuff, the good stuff just wouldn't happen. And become a supporter. Otherwise, so if you like what we do here, go on over. You can like and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. And I'll be back in a couple weeks with a new video. Thanks for watching.